Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with coverage of Game 7 of the 2021 World Championship match between the defending champion Magnus Carlsen and his challenger Ian Nepomniachtchi. Game 6 was an epic battle which lasted 7 hours and 45 minutes and gave us the first decisive game of the match. Carlsen won and is now leading 3.5, 2.5. Not much rest for the players to have to play again on Saturday, December 4th. Game 7, and this was the handshake before the start of the game. Nepomniachtchi white, Carlsen black, e4. Nepomniachtchi has played that move in all his 4 white games so far, and Carlsen always answered with e5. And we see the Spanish again, the Ruy Lopez. We've seen his variation a number of times before. A4 and Rook B8. Carlsen repeats this approach against the Ruy Lopez from Game 5. He clearly believes in this system, although many of the grandmasters in the broadcast that I followed thought that this is not the best way to equalize for black. But Carlsen thinks it is. A takes b5, A takes b5, h3, d6, and now 11 c3 was played in Game 5. And Nepomniachtchi is deviating in this game. He plays d3 on move 11. h6, guarded against knight g5, and then the f7 square would be under attack. So Carlsen prevents that. Knight c3 from Nepomniachtchi, and Carlsen played rook e8 to make some sense of this opening. Let's look at a tweet from Grandmaster Erwin Lamy, who is the second of Anish Giri, and then we'll hear the 15th world champion Viswanathan Anand talk about this position. Lamy says, today play has been very similar to Magnus's previous games with the black pieces. He again chose a system where he may be slightly worse, yet solid. The idea seems to be to equalize slowly but surely, avoiding forcing lines. And now let's hear from Anand.
Once again, my feeling is that white has got a very pleasant position to play, and it's black who will have to work slightly harder. So what I don't understand is why Magnus keeps going for this.
Nepomniachtchi played knight d5 on move 13 and bishop back to f8. Carlsen likes this way of development, explains the previous challenger to the world title, Fabiano Caruana. Let's hear from him.
It seems like the most natural way for black to play. Maybe knight b4 was a good idea, but this is the most natural mode of development. Knight b4 instead of rook e8.
Yep.
We were looking at this too, but it's not easy to decide on this because you have to calculate a lot. You have to be really sure in your evaluations following knight b4. And in general, Magnus likes that sort of development with rook e8, bishop f8.
And here on move 14, Nepomniachtchi played a surprising one. He took on f6. Only beginners and elite players can play like this, voluntarily swapping off a knight that is nicely positioned in the center of the board for a less active piece. Carlsen recaptured with the queen, c3, with the idea of playing d4, the knight dropped back with the idea of pushing up the c-pawn, bishop e3, developing, bishop e6, neutralizing the bishop on b3, and Nepomniachtchi strikes in the center. E takes, c takes, and the bishop got swapped, and knight g6. That's attacking the e4 pawn, and black's plan is to play c7, c5. White could say that he has a slight opening advantage. These pawns in the center are stronger than these pawns. Rook e to c1 was played on move 20. And if black now takes on e4, white will take on c7 with a good position. Still, Grandmaster Peter Svidler did not like this move. Let's listen.
Rook e1 today would be a move that I would like some clarification on. I don't understand how you end up making this move. Because, I mean, the fact that he played some kind of move like this instead of just protecting the pawn on e4 with, I don't know, with queen c2 or queen d3, means that he understands black wants to play c5 against anything. So why choose the move which still allows black to play c5?
So rook a to c1 should have been played according to Svidler and to other grandmasters as well. And then black takes on e4, that's the best move. Rook takes c7, and this is slightly better for white, but also then it is not too much. But after rook e to c1, c5 is the best move, and Carlsen played it. e5 and queen f5. And now we see the Hoover variation. 14 captures in the next 18 moves. Fasten your seatbelts, everything's going to be chopped off. D takes c5, d takes, a pair of bishops, and knight takes e5, knight takes e5, rook takes e5, and more swaps on e5. Queen c3, and also the queens come off the board. Rook c8, rook a5, and the c pawn and the b pawn have disappeared. What can we say about this? Let's hear Grandmaster Judith Polgar.
Instead of rook e c1, rook a c1 would be still a little bit better for white, but it wouldn't be a big deal, right? So at that point, it seemed that Jan silently offered a draw, right? Because it was kind of forced simplification. All the pawns got simplified in the center, bishop, rook, knight, everything got simplified.
And obviously this is a total equal position. Let's put the remaining moves on the board just to see what happened. Not much. And now the players just repeated to get to move 40 because there are no draw offers allowed before move 40. Rook a7 on move 41, and the players agreed to a draw. We cannot be too harsh on them. After yesterday's almost 8 hours marathon, the energy levels were low. This is the handshake after the game, which lasted a little bit over 2.5 hours. And the match is halfway. Carlsen is leading 4-3. Things are looking good for him, also because he will have the white pieces in 4 of the remaining 7 games. Let's hear from the world champion.
Yeah, it was fine. It was kind of the usual that he was a little bit better and I had to gradually equalize, and I think I did that okay. Probably his only chance there at the end was to play rook a to c1 instead of rook e to c1, and then trade e7, e4 for c7, and I thought he was a little bit better, but very little and unrealistic that he can play for win. I thought I'd gradually equalize there as well.
A rather uneventful day, but hopefully we will get fireworks again tomorrow. On Sunday the 5th of December, Game 8 will be played. Carlsen will have the white pieces. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you like the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.